Okay, the villagers said they are not accepting, so where do they go from here?
No, it's their choice. Because I think the reasons they gave are, I don't quite understand the reasons they've given. For example, they say that the developer mentioned that in the event if the development plans are not approved, then this offer will not hold. I think that's normal, isn't it? And the reason why I think they put it in because they are afraid that we can withdraw, we can revoke the development plans. If we revoke the development plans of the houses, 24 houses for these residents, definitely they cannot build it further because they have to comply with the law. But they should know at the same time this is our hold on the developer to make sure that they build the houses. So at the one time when we talk about using development plans, our powers over development plans to make sure they build the houses, the residents are using that to reject the offer. I don't quite understand. This is in place to protect the residents, to make sure that the developer fulfills his promise to build the houses. And yet they are using that to say that because the developer says that if the development plans are revoked or disapproved, then they will not build the houses. They are using that to reject the offer. When actually this is in place to protect the residents, to make sure that the developer builds. Then you understand when let's say development plans, they have to submit development plans to say to show that they build the 24 houses. Okay. Now definitely we will approve if you put in the development plans. But if it's revoked, then how can they build the houses? So I think that is a normal condition. So do you think we will revoke the development plans? We will not revoke, but we will use that power to make sure that they build. If they don't build, we revoke. It's simple as that. But why are they using that using something that we are proposing to protect the residents? Why are the residents using something that is meant to protect them as an excuse to say that, oh, there's no sincerity? I think if the residents want to go on a warpath, I think it is their right.
There is any plan to meet them again?
I think no point. No point to have any more meetings because it is clear that they have their own agenda. And I think the people of Penang are angry at the latest development. I mean, I've got so many calls. They say that how can they ask for each family, each household ask for 3.5 million? They say, how can one ask for 3.5 million? That's what they're asking. I do not want to make any comments on that. I think the people of Penang, perhaps they should go around and ask how many Penangites now support their demand for one house to receive, or how many Penangites will support their demand for a 3.5 million ringgit house.
Because there is my executive producer from Malaysia Kini asked me, there is a speculation that the DAP has crafted in such a way that now the Chinese have lost sympathy with the villagers.
It's not a question of race, it's a question of every Penangite. Because I think by suddenly demanding 3.5 million ringgit house, I think that is not quite acceptable. I think if you talk to any Penangite, what we want to give to them because they've stayed there for 100 years is a legally binding title, and they are now demanding so much more. I think there's only so much that the government can do. So I think it is up to them finally. If they want to go on a warpath against the state government, which they have done for the last 1 month, and we have been actually very restrained because we understand their predicament. But now, even though we have come up with this solution, they have rejected it and wants to continue on this warpath is their choice. As I said, let us see how far you can continue like this. Do not forget that we are trying to offer you a house. Those outsiders, they have their own houses to go to. Now we have even somebody from Selangor coming and expressing views on behalf of the residents. And you talk about all these leaders amongst the residents association, they have a house. they got a house to go to. And ask some of the reporters here, do you have a double-story terrace house? So I mean, you can understand now how Penang nights feel. So it's a question of Chinese. You ask our friend here, because you ask you all here, how do you all feel? You think they are excessive, their demands are excessive. So even all Penang nights from all races, they've come towards me and said that, you know, even reporters tell me, they are getting a house which we don't have. We work from morning to night together with them. And from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. Menemani mereka. You don't have a double-story terrace house of 1,200 square feet and 1,400 square feet villa period. So I think they should be reasonable and maybe people from outside Penang doesn't know the value of houses in Penang. You know, this house like that costs how much? They themselves say it costs 500 to 600,000. Of course, if you have this type of size of house in somewhere in Terengganu or somewhere in Pahang, it's not worth very much lah. But in Penang, it's worth that amount of money. And yet, they say no. I think it's up to them. The reporters themselves, Lilian, you said one ethnic community. Actually, all ethnic communities. You ask our reporter friends also, they can get the feedback from their friends. How they feel about this issue. There's only so much that we can do. I think if they refuse, then let them find these outsiders, let them try, and maybe these outsiders can find for them, can demand for them a 3.5 million ringgit house. So be it. But I think this is what the government can do. Alright? Any other questions?